Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the moon conjunct the ascendant in Synastry. Now, first off, the unconscious side, the inner personality, which is the moon/moon person, may be really strongly synchronized and integrated with the outer demeanor of the ascendant person. Now, because the ascendant is the outer demeanor, outer personality. Now the moon, um, if the let's say if the ascendant is Aries, that outer demeanor, maybe one that's very aggressive, abrupt, outspoken, direct, assertive, courageous, a person that outwardly at least has little physical fear or fear of confrontation. Another thing too is that the moon may be the moon person may be unconsciously drawn to those qualities that are naturally expressed by the ascendant person. The ascendant, of course, reflects the qualities that we easily express, that's most easily expressed of ourselves. Now, let's say the ascendant person has their ascendant in Taurus. Those qualities can be easily expressed. Could be persistence, perseverance, patience, gentleness, sometimes stubbornness, even um, loyalty, steadfastness, trustworthiness. I would know something about that being a Taurus ascendant. Now the thing too is about this synastry aspect is that in most cases when the moon conjoins the ascendant in synastry, the conjunction will be in the same sign. Now in some cases there will be an out of sign conjunction, and you'll still have a lot of this intensification. The moon person may still be strongly drawn on an unconscious level to the ascendant person, but the unconscious side, that part of the moon and the ascendant will be different, and that's really one of the differences or disparities in that, where you have the conjunction in sign and out of sign. Now the thing is also too, if this is a the thing is, if this is a romantic connection, significant other scenario, the moon person, may also have that unconscious draw to the appearance, the physical body of the ascendant person. If the ascendant person has their ascendant in Sagittarius, for example, it can be an athletic build and may even be a little bit heavier than average physique. You know, um, if the ascendant person has their ascendant in Gemini, it could be a very kind of say long, slender build. Could be a little bit wiry, muscular, but still slender nonetheless. And Gemini rising often has long arms and legs, and very lengthy features, as some, example, some things about Gemini rising. Um, Another thing too about the synastry aspect is that the ascendant person, may have been, somebody, there could be. Well, first off, I want to say, if you have this aspect in synastry with someone, this is there could be a very near instant, rapport and chemistry, with these two people. And the ascendant person may have been somebody, that was, might be somebody. This might have been a connection, in the early childhood the ascendant person may have had with the moon individual. And if these people, are connected, the moon person may listen intensely to the ascendant person. Because the moon is receptive, it's listening, and it could be, the ascendant person may express, matters pertaining to new beginnings, because that's what the ascendant is associated with. Another thing too is that the ascendant person, may provide, be able to give the moon person that environment, he or she, desires for safety and security. But keep in mind, conjunctions are neutral aspects. So you could have good and bad qualities with them. I mean, conjunctions are integrating, they're intensifying. This could be, somewhat emotional, connection with the moon person at times, responding, very too sensitively, to the moon, to the ascendant person. And there can be times where something about the ascendant person's presence might even upset the moon person. Sometimes it can cause positive emotions, but other times it may be negative on the moon person's part, because remember that this is, neutral aspect, and a lot of people see, they have, oh, wow, look at this, it's a conjunction, it's two significant points in the chart conjoining each other, but that doesn't mean everything's going to be all, rosy just because of that, because conjunctions are about friction as well. Now, another thing about this synastry aspect too is that you look at this, you have the ascendant person, the outward physical, you're talking about the ascendant person really being the outward, the physical body, the appearance. The moon is the unconscious side, of the person. And again, this could be, where there's the strong connection, as far as that goes. And the moon individual, though, at times may be overly clingy, though, and dependent on the ascendant person. But the ascendant person may go out of their way to make a good first impression on the moon individual, and also the moon person's family. If there's any prominent women in the moon person's life, with those people as well. So anyway, another what I want to talk about now is, as I've stated in my earlier videos, in the natal chart placements, and it applies to the synastry aspects as well, that you never isolate any single, astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on that alone, because the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. And the same applies to synastry aspects. One synastry aspect is certainly not going to make or break a relationship or a connection. The moon conjunct the ascendant in synastry is no exception to that. Now, in most cases, in synastry charts, you're going to have a plethora of synastry aspects between person A and person B. Now, when you say, you could have, some, other aspects that may offset a positive one, some may offset a negative or adverse synastry aspect to some degree. The moon conjunct the ascendant is a neutral aspect, but a lot of people, would be gung-ho on this because they feel they have this instantaneous connection and attraction, the moon person, again, may be very intensely drawn, to the ascendant, person. But let's say, for example, you have the moon conjunct the ascendant in synastry, but let's say, as another example, you have the moon person has their Saturn make a square or opposition to that ascendant person's ascendant. That Saturn person may see and be looking at a lot of negative in that ascendant person as far as their physical body appearance, their outlook on life, the outer demeanor. And you have to factor in that, and factor in other synastry aspects in that example. That could offset this moon conjunct the ascendant aspect to some degree when it doesn't eradicate the basic interpretation and delineation of the aspect, but it could lessen the intensity to some degree. And it's really it's important to look at all synastry aspects for those reasons when you're delineating a relationship chart. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.